Welcome to the Wakem universe, where fan theories come to life, hidden details get uncovered, and your favorite worlds get even more exciting. Let's dive in. Today we're talking about a major shift in the comic book world. Marvel and DC Comics, two of the biggest names in the industry, lost their exclusive trademarks for the terms superhero and superheroes in late 2024. So what does that mean for these giants and for the world of trademarks? Let's explore. First, let's take a step back. Marvel and DC have held trademarks for the terms superhero and superheroes for years. These trademarks were granted because both companies argued that their use of the terms had become so synonymous with their brands that no one else could use them for similar products. It was a way to protect their intellectual property and ensure no one could confuse their creations with those of other companies. But now, that protection is gone. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO, made a landmark decision. They canceled these trademarks, saying the terms were too generic. The ruling essentially declared that superhero is not a unique term tied to any single company, but rather a genre or a descriptor for a type of character. For context, think of words like pirate or vampire, terms so widely used that no one company can own them. So what does this mean for Marvel and DC moving forward? Well, without these trademarks, they lose some of their ability to enforce exclusive rights to the terms. That means that other creators could potentially use superhero or superheroes in their own brand names, product titles, or even in their creative works. Up until now, they were able to block such efforts. Imagine a small indie comic book company or a new streaming service launching a superhero series with superhero in the title. Well, now they might be able to do so without fearing legal action from Marvel or DC. Beyond the giants, this decision could have a huge ripple effect throughout the comic book and entertainment industries. Smaller creators may now feel more empowered to tell superhero stories without worrying about stepping on trademark territory. In fact, this decision could open the door for a more diverse range of superhero narratives and perspectives to emerge. Think about it. With the term superhero no longer restricted, indie creators can now focus more on creating unique characters and worlds without being restricted by the narrow definitions that these big corporations have built around it. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. The USPTO ruling touches on an important aspect of intellectual property law, the concept of public domain, the idea that some terms and ideas belong to everyone rather than one entity. Public domain works are free to use by anyone, and this ruling could push the term superhero into that space, where anyone can create a superhero story without needing permission or worrying about trademark infringement. For fans, this is actually pretty exciting. If you love superhero stories, this could bring more fresh ideas and new creators into the fold. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see new takes on superhero tropes that we've never seen before. More diversity, more representation, and more voices entering the superhero space could completely change the landscape of superhero media as we know it. Of course, not everyone is thrilled about this decision. Marvel and DC are understandably disappointed because their trademarks were central to their branding and their ability to control the superhero market. However, many argue that this shift is long overdue, especially as superhero media has evolved into something that's no longer confined to just a couple of big players. The USPTO's decision to cancel the superhero and superheroes trademarks is a game changer for the comic book industry and beyond. It opens up new creative possibilities and gives smaller creators more freedom. The implications for Marvel and DC are significant, but the benefits for the public domain and the future of superhero stories might outweigh them in the long run. Thanks for tuning in to the Wakem universe. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, peace.